Motivation, motivation, motivation. I'm going to break this myth of motivation for you today. I'm going to answer these questions. Number one, is motivation really overrated in today's world? Number two, if it is overrated, then what are the other things that you need to focus on which will give you truly success? Number three is all those truly successful people, the athletes out there, the sports personalities, the entrepreneurs out there, are they able to succeed without motivation? And towards the end, I'm going to give you an action plan that will help you to go ahead and start your process in becoming successful. So, guys, my name is Faheem, and let's go ahead and get started. Number one, I want you to visualize any successful person, whether in sports, entrepreneurship, in any industry, in any sector, wherever. I want you to just close your eyes and think of that one highly successful person. Now, if you would have thought of any sports person or any athlete, then let me just uh, ask you this. We know that they exercise, athletes, they exercise, or fitness coaches who are professional, they exercise twice every day, whether it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, morning and evening, they do their exercises, and they burn themselves so much out that at times they are required to eat 8 meals. Now this will excite you and you will say, hey fine, that's really cool. I can have 8 meals a day. I love to have meals. Now there is a difference between the way they have and the way I and you have. Once I was actually watching a nice fitness coach. He was really well built and all that. So I asked him, what are you eating? And I keenly observed his answer. His answer was, I'm taking proteins. He was actually eating a chicken, almost like a kilo chicken, which was boiled, no salt, no pepper, no masala. He was just eating that. Now that's where I understood that the way they eat, or the reason they eat and the reason we eat, are different. If somebody asks me, what are you eating? I would say, I'm eating a kilo chicken. I'm eating my favorite chicken. I wouldn't say I'm taking proteins. That's the way they think. We eat for the taste, they eat for the function. Think about it. Now, most of us, think about this. Wait for that new year to take a resolution. Point number one, successful people do not wait for any time to take a resolution and then get started. They start immediately. And if you are truly professional, don't wait for this new year to take a resolution because it's far. Even on 25th of December, don't wait for that new year resolution because that's okay. You don't have to lose a week in this process, you know. So coming back to this new year resolutions, what do you think are the top five, New Year resolutions? Just pause the video and put it in the comments below, right? According to me, I think the two most, the ones that are coming to my mind is I will make more money this year. And I think more than that is I'll get into shape. I'll focus on my health. I'll become diet conscious, right? So in this process, let's assume that you and I, an ordinary person, what do? We get so much motivated, hmm, motivated about get hitting the gym that we invest in shoes. We buy the best of the shoes for like 5,000, 7,000 rupees. Then we buy a pair of track pants, three, four t-shirts, really, t-shirts which will make us feel good. We buy all the other gears like your sweat band, everything else, right? And then we go to the best gym in our locality and take not 1 month, not 2 months, not 3 months, but the entire year's membership. And of course, the gyms are smart enough. So they will say that if you take 3 months of membership, it's X. And just by paying double, you take the entire year. So we say, okay, that's smart. So we're going to take for the entire year. So we are motivated. And then what happens? We pick up our phones and then we go through all the fitness channels, the podcasts, and then we subscribe for everything because we are truly motivated. A month happens, a month goes by, and then what happens? Life happens. There is job pressure, there is job change in time, you get some other commitment, or there's a family emergency, or you fall ill. Or if you're a student, you get your exams and your dad, mom says, hey, enough of your gymming, focus on the exams now. So that break of 1 day, 2 day becomes a week. That 1 week break becomes a month, and that gym membership is long gone. And then we wait for the next year to take the resolution. Isn't that true? All right, so let me give you a couple of case studies of high achievers. Let's take case study of Nelson Mandela. Do you think he was motivated 27 years in jail to come out and lead the country? Or you take Mahatma Gandhi. You think Gandhiji went on Satyagraha because he was motivated looking at someone? The real answer is it's the purpose. It's the purpose that makes things happen, not the motivation. Motivation is truly, truly overrated word according to me, is because you go on YouTube, you go on Google, and you just enter this keyword saying motivation, and you will get magical quotes. But you know what? That contributes less than 1% of your success. Nobody in this world is going to tell you I achieved whatever I've achieved in my life, which is considerable, just because I was motivated. See, don't take me wrong. Motivation, your positive thoughts, your positive words, looking at life in a very positive way, all that is important. I'm not denying it. But what I'm telling you is, let's not overrate motivation so much that we spend like a couple of hours or 3 hours every day looking at videos of various persons who just come and talk about how motivation inspires and all that. No, you've got to get into action. I love this. I love this quote once that I heard through one of the mentors. He said, Faheem, you first make the decision, and then the decision makes you. I repeat, you first make the decision, and then the decision makes you. So it calls in for commitment. It calls in for a lot of commitment. And that commitment comes with a purpose. So if you don't have a purpose of what you're doing, then get that purpose, is because no motivation can replace your purpose. Now, in order to go ahead and achieve, I'm going to give you a formula through which I have achieved whatever I have achieved in my life. I was able to achieve this, and I'm achieving towards the greatness using this simple formula, which I'm going to share with you. And I want you to, go through this part of this audio or the video you're listening to, you're watching to, again and again and again, because this formula, which I call it as the 3D formula, has changed my life. And I really hope it's going to change yours. And I want you to observe this with open mind, is because, like they say, the mind and the parachute works only when they're open. So listen to this, and please don't prejudge. Listen to this, and then you can judge me. The 3D formula, the first D is the direction. I'll tell you my case study. When I used to run my private limited company, I used to work 12 hours a day. 12 hours a day. Not 1 day, not 2 days, but in a row. And then I used to think that I'm working so hard and, one day I'll be truly successful. It was later on that I understood that hard work doesn't mean being successful. Hard work means sometimes you can be stupid enough in not understanding how to play the game. And what I'm going to tell you is something that I learned from the game of chess. In the game of chess, there are two types of players. One is the professional player. The other one is the, the non-professional or amateur player. The amateur player, if you keenly look at the chess game, he wants to defeat every power of yours, because that gives him happiness. That way he thinks that he's conquering you. He beats your knight, he's happy, he beats your rook, he beats your bishop, he even captures your queen. But you know what does a professional guy do? He does not really, take that into consideration. For him, the king is the target, and he is targeting the king. Now, how does this translate into your life and my life? Let me take you an example of what I was talking to one of my team members about. My team member, he wanted to generate a lot of leads for his business. I said, fantastic. Tell me, what are you doing? He said, hey, Fahim, I post regularly on social media. I do this, I do that, blah, 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 10 things. And I say, wow, this is going to really kill your time. He said, it is killing my time. I said, fantastic. Now tell me, out of these 10 things, what can actually give you leads? And he thought for a minute and he said, I'm not sure. I said, don't take me wrong, but aren't you acting dumb? You wanted to generate leads. That was the purpose. You had to capture the king. That was the purpose. You have forgotten the direction that you're moving in, and you are trying to do a lot of things because others are doing it. Don't make a video on YouTube or Facebook because others are making it. Do not go ahead and post 6 times a day because others are doing it. Understand what is the purpose of your job. And this way, today I'm able to cut off my 12 hours time work schedule to a 3 to 4 hours a day. And I'm 3 times more productive than what I was. And this is what I tell each partner of mine, people who are waiting to become entrepreneurs. They don't know how to do it. They don't have a product. They don't have time. When they plug into my system, I can show you, case study after case study after case study of my own system where people today are running large business comfortably sitting back at their homemakers, job goers, college students who are running successful business, partnering me. How? Just by following the first D, which is direction. And then comes your second D, which is your discipline. What is discipline? Now, a lot of things people say discipline is a bad word. When I say I'm going to discipline you, that's taken as a bad word in the society. Don't you think so? Somebody says your kid needs some discipline, and you say, oh, you mean he's not doing well? Discipline is supposed to be a positive word. We have made it negative. Think about it. Discipline basically means you have a system of doing things, which means no matter what, you're going to do 1, 2, 3 things today. That is discipline. Focusing on the process and not focusing on the result is discipline. Is because I'll tell you what, when there's a foggy night, it's raining heavily, it's foggy. How do you reach your home when you can only see 10 meters or 100 meters ahead? You cover that 100 meters and then you can see another 100 meters, and that way you can cover the entire world. Do not try to focus on the result. That's wrong. And if somebody is teaching you this, I'm sorry, there's a conflict. But this is what has made me understand. I only need to take one step at a time. I'll tell you what, go 10 years back in the history. Do you think Mark Zuckerberg would have been running $1 billion company? No. With gradual upgrade, with one step at a time, he hit his first million, then like 10 million, then 100 million, then a billion. Today he's a centi-billion guy. The problem is we look at those leveled guys and then we don't relate. I mean, we are not able to relate to them. So we think that, okay, 1 month, 2 months, 1 year maximum, even I'll become like that. You're not going to become like that. You got to focus on your process. And that's what I teach people in my business. And number 3 is your delta. The third D is your delta. What does delta mean? Delta is the support system. Assume that I need to travel from Chennai to Bangalore. There are 2 ways. Number 1, I'm going to say, hey, you know what? I am extremely motivated. I don't need any way. I will figure out my way. People do that, right? In motivation. Oh, I will figure out my way. Oh, this, that. And then you get into a jungle way. You don't know where you're going. You're cutting one tree at a time, making your way to Bangalore. I promise you, you're not going to reach there in the next 400 years. The other way is you plug into a system. What is a system? You're going to take a map. You're going to see, okay, somebody's figured out a national highway where you can even cruise at 100 kilometers an hour and you're still safe. Of course, there are some tolls and you pay for that, and you follow a method, you follow a system, you follow a map. And in like 6 hours max, okay, 4 to 5 hours, you reach from Chennai to Bangalore, like, which is 400 kilometers away. That's the power of a system. Don't underestimate it. Good people learn by their mistakes. Great people learn by others' mistakes. Why would you repeat something? This is what I tell people. When I tell them you can partner me, they say, no, you know what, I want to establish my real big business. I'm like, okay, how about starting with a partnership where you learn about things? And some intelligent people say, no, Fame, I will form my own company. I'm like, okay, go ahead, do that. And the smartest of all, they come back and they say, Fame, I want to make my company, but that's like 2 years from now. Can I learn the entrepreneurship skills from you? I said, gladly. Will you teach me? Gladly. Will you pay me? Gladly. So you make money, you earn experience, you get the confidence, and you get your entire delta from me. Why not? Why not? So those are the three Ds, and I want you to focus on these three Ds again and again and again, because this is going to make a lot of sense to you, right? I want you to go ahead and put the comment down on the best learning you had from this. The best learning that you had from this, I want you to really put it down there so that people can actually see and learn from it. With this little thought, guys, I want to leave you with a very good note. And if your mind is open now, and if you also think that you got your answers for, is motivation overrated, is if not for motivation, what else can you do? And if you've got the secret ingredients, comment below so that people can know this, and do the world a favor. Go ahead and share this video for people to know that there is more in this world that we do. With that, guys, take care, have fun. My name is Faheem, and I'll see you